All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new and amazing episode of the Talk Show Live. My name is Simi Kenya. Of course, we have an amazing show lined up for you, and my guest in studio this moment is one amazing guy. This is one of the most unique interviews we are having on the show because we are just about to break it down. This guy is a senior counsel, is a lawyer by profession. He will tell us the difference, by the way. Who is a lawyer, who is a senior counsel? I don't know. But we have him on the show. He's going to break it down for us, his story. He has an amazing story and, of course, an amazing function coming up. But before we go to that other side of the show, if you are watching this show from wherever you are, we want to tell you that the only source to a beautiful smile is the best dental clinic in Kenya right now. Certified, tested, and approved to give you the best smile that you've always wanted. That is Platinum Dental Clinic under Dr. Shemra Kewa. They give you amazing dental services from tooth whitening, braces, tooth decay, root canal, and all family dentistry. They are located at Nairobi's Freedom Height Mall, Langata Road, opposite Carnival Junction at the mezzanine floor, and they are open every Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can visit with any insurance cover and get the smile you've always wanted because they are there to give you the best. And talking about the best, remember this is the show with all the best news from Lake Victoria and beyond. If you are a Luo, if you are a man from the Nyanza region and you're watching this either from the country or abroad, this is the moment to sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. Karibu sana, Mr. Kennedy.
Asante kabisa.
Yes.
Ndio.
Senior counsel.
I'm a counsel, but not senior counsel.
What is the difference?
The difference depends on the laws of the land, particularly in Kenya. For one to be a senior counsel, there are those requirements. You must have practiced, for example, 15 years at least.
Yes.
You must have also contributed to the development of law, meaning that some of the cases that you've litigated at any particular court, let's say High Court, Court of Appeal,
yes,
Supreme Court, are susceptible of being, cited. And once you do this, and among other requirements, you must also have been a member of the Law Society of Kenya in good standing, meaning that you have not misbehaved, nobody has reported, your client has not reported it to have,
swindled there.
Exactly. So those basically ethics, the period of practice, and of course your contribution to the development law, and therefore you get nominated to be offered that particular title
of the senior counsel.
Exactly.
And what about a lawyer?
A lawyer is anybody who has done law. So as long as you have done LLB,
yes,
you are called a lawyer. So then if you now want to practice, you must now go an extra mile. For example, you must go to Kenya School of Law.
Yes.
And then do your post-graduate diploma, or what we call DLP, legal practice, diploma in legal practice. And then now you go through another process, pupillage, and then after that you get admitted to the bar. So once you get admitted to the bar, you transition from being a lawyer to being an advocate of a High Court. Yes.
And then now it is the advocate that now becomes a counsel.
Yes. Now the term advocate and the term counsel, they can be used interchangeably. But you would still find that someone is a lawyer.
Yes.
And for those who may not understand the deeper meaning, he will still be referred to as a counsel.
Yes.
However, he or she may not be referred to as an advocate.
Oh.
Yes. So a counsel gives you is a term that a lawyer may use in certain circumstances. For example, we have in-house lawyers, who particularly because if you are an in-house lawyer, sometimes you don't have an in-house lawyer. We refer to lawyers who are hired or put on salary by particular organizations, companies, or even you are, Simi Kenya.
Simi Kenya, like we have a lawyer, so he's on salary.
He's on salary, so he's not liberal. He's not basically practicing, as a liberal, practitioner. So now, with that inside attorney or with that attorney that you have maintained, you can still refer to him or her as a counsel. However, the term advocate is protected. So nobody can use the term advocate without being admitted to practice law.
So somebody can be a lawyer, but they are not practicing, or they are not admitted to practice. Why?
Yeah, basically, when you study law, law is like any other discipline. There are so many pathways that you can pursue after studying law. First, that is known by everybody is that you must, go to court and
represent
your clients and everybody else.
And represent your clients.
Yes, but we have lawyers today that are becoming brokers in these huge commercial transactions. We have, for example, we have these emerging disciplines whereby, you establish a firm which is more of a consultancy firm. So you become what we call investment advisor. In investment advisory, you can go through that either by, by you being an investment professional, which of course we have a different professional line to pursue that, particularly those who have done finance when they want to advance, like we call them CIFA. There are so many certification methods. Now, a lawyer also is very important in that particular domain because investment requires a lot of knowledge in terms of regulatory frameworks of any sector, be it in energy,
the legal side,
transport, and all that. So the legal knowledge in the investment value chain, it cannot be underestimated. So basically, you find that there are certain lawyers that they say, I am not going to be an advocate. I am not going to go to court. What I'm going to deal with is that when I see government of Kenya, they need Eurobond, then I'll be the best person to break it down and draft for them a contract that will enable them, access that particular market. Today as I was moving along the super expressway, and then you look at that vast investments, it's more of a concession contract between Kenya and that particular nation or particular, investor. So they are roles that were played by lawyers before we eventually saw what we saw. These are not lawyers that obviously go to court. So they have taken that as their domain. We also have lawyers that becomes academia. We have professors in these universities that are good lawyers, but good not in courtroom. They are good in terms of class. They are able to impart knowledge to people like us so that I can come here and spew all this English. Someone said, oh, it's about English.
It's about English and big grammar.
And big grammar, which of course is not true, because today, any students who is going, or any person undergoing through this legal training, you are actually discouraged to use those big ambiguous. No, we are discouraged.
Why?
Because
but you still end up using them.
Just because we want to scare you.
So do you scare the respondent or the judge?
No. Actually, for our clients, we should be very friendly. When we use those ones, we want to scare the opponent. So that we can put them off the track. So that's again
to confuse them.
And of course, we also have legal drafters. So you look at Kenya, you hear the bills that are going to the parliament. Parliamentarians, they are lawmakers. But technically, the people who write these bills are lawyers. And there is no requirement that whoever writes a bill must be an advocate of a high court. So, I mean, the list is endless.
Wow. And then now we always see, now when you go to court, you also see the judges. Who is a magistrate, who is a judge, and who is a... We have justice. Yes.
Basically, if you are in military, the same ranks that we use in military or in police or in any other discipline are the same ranks that are applying. Magistrates are the, they are the arbiters. Let me not define a magistrate by a magistrate. And also, and you also not define a magistrate and a judge, because ordinarily when I say a judge, all of them are judges. Lay persons, these are judges. But magistrates are those arbiters of the lower courts.
So they are the basic judges.
Not really basic. I won't really accept that.
This guy is used to denying.
So the arbiters are the lower courts.
Yeah. So like they're the first rank.
They are the first defense of justice at the very first level.
Yeah.
And it does not mean that they are low. It does mean that that is the starting point for particularly when we are pursuing justice.
Yeah.
We have seen even people who join the profession of being arbiters or being judges at the level of high courts.
Oh.
We have also, yes, it is possible. So it does not necessarily mean that whoever has been
who is a magistrate
is a lower ranking. No, it does not mean. Only that the court is lower to enable easier access to justice.
Just the same way you can have a doctor at a dispensary.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You see, now you are also very brilliant.
No, I'm a learned.
Please register for me.
I'm a learned friend, not a brother.
Okay. Yes, and then now from that we graduate. At level magistrate, we have resident magistrate. We have those. We have up to principal magistrates. They are also ranks.
Magistrate pia kuna.
Yeah, they are also ranks. And we also have chief magistrate. There are those ranks there. And then we also have now judges. Judges now the another level of the court, that is the high courts. So once you become an arbiter in high courts, then the title judge is conferred to you. By virtue of the level of that court. Yes, and does not mean that it has anything to do with, of course, experience matters in terms of
What about education? Is it the same, or from magistrate you go back to school to upgrade to become a judge?
Talking about school, yes, there are certain skill sets that are required. You might acquire them very quickly through the school. Let's say you are a practicing advocate, then you opt maybe to go and advance in certain areas, and you become a specialist. I want to give you an example. When they were recruiting the is it Environment and Land Court, which I think is one of the latest courts that we as per the Constitution. And you saw that the people who actually had done specialized in the environment and land law at certain levels, actually they were given some levels of consideration.
True.
Yeah, so we have that one. Then also we have a way in which you can practice for a long time, and through your experience. Remember when you asked me about the difference between an advocate, a counsel and a senior counsel, is that senior counsel, there is that experience, contribution to the development
of the law.
Yeah, so if probably in your experience you have contributed to the level of particular set of law or set of laws, then now that also gives you an advantage. And of course, after the judges, now we have the justice. Yeah, so justices now, these are guys of wisdom.
Guys of wisdom.
Yeah, because particularly in our system, you don't just wake up and you become a justice. Yeah, there's those rigorous checks. There are those rigorous tests.
And then it comes with records.
It comes with
years of experience.
Exactly. Sitting near justice and speaking to him on matters of law. You feel that he is the law or she is the law.
So how about you as lawyers?
Yes.
Before now, there's something I want us to do after this. You as lawyers, do you guys sometimes have a case and you know very well from the beginning, hii naye itanilemea, this one I'm losing?
It's a tricky question.
Yes.
Because law or practice of law is governed by some sets of rules. And we have duties that we must abide by, especially towards our clients, towards the public, towards the profession, and above all, whatever we do, the question would be: did you take an oath to protect, the Constitution, protect justice, and therefore you cannot do anything that would contravene those particular commitments. So at times, obviously, a client might come to you, and everybody, humans are selfish in nature. And everybody would want to succeed. Like, even if someone probably is on the wrong per se,
they would want to
they always want to be
out,
protected. So what we do basically is we try to our level best. First, that's why we are called counsel, because we need to sit down and counsel our clients. We need to tell you, okay, you have brought this particular case, but these are the options. So, for example,
mambo ni matatu.
Yeah, mambo ni matatu. So let's say it's a matter of contract.
Yes.
And it is a matter that you have said, okay, this person owes me this. We agreed with this person that I give him my car.
Yeah.
He rides it. Then after that, he will pay me.
Yeah.
Let's say after 6 months.
Yeah.
Then after 6 months, this person brings you back the car. He says, my car, your car is not fit for my consumption.
Yes.
And then you did not have a formal contract.
Yes.
So now we have to interpret that kind of relationship that you created. Now, I would know basically there are those weaker areas that you have.
Yes.
What I will tell you is that these are the options. Particularly, going to court may not be the best. I would just tell you that the same way a doctor will tell you, but you see, we only manage your patient.
Yes,
but no, they will not deny. No. The doctor will not tell you this is no. They will just say, okay, we'll try our best.
Yes.
Yeah. You understand?
So anytime the doctor tells you, we will try our best.
So we lawyers, when I know the court is not going to be giving us, or I'm not going to be in a very fair position in the court system, I will obviously tell you as a client, please, let's pursue an alternative
arbitration
system. You know them. We have what we call ADR, alternative dispute resolution systems.
Yes.
Yeah, things like negotiation, conciliations, things like mediation.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would propose that one. So if you hear your lawyer proposing those, my friend, don't proceed to court.
Because kinaweza kumramba.
Inaweza mramba. And then now beyond that, there are this kind of, you propose and then he says, okay, fine, you proceed.
Yes. Or they give you a go ahead as
they say they don't. No. With them, they know. Because you see, a lawyer would try very much to tell you the realities vis-a-vis the law. Because the law, it does not exist alone.
Yes.
Unless you bring the facts, then now we connect. We say nexus between the facts and the law. So for me, when
come on, you connect facts
and the law. Yes.
So what if facts are right? What if the law is right?
Yeah.
But the facts are not.
Law cannot be wrong in the first place.
So it is the facts that may.
It is the facts that now. And now, from the client's perspective, the client will only rely on one side, which is the fact.
Then you as the lawyer.
And by the way,
yes.
Do you know facts and the truth?
Yes.
Sometimes there's a lot of conflict.
Is it not the same thing?
Facts, truth, and then justice. Sometimes
yes,
they conflict because sometimes justice requires fairness.
Not facts and truth.
Sometimes we deviate the truth, but we say for purposes of fairness, for justice, let us be fair.
To who? Fair to who?
No, to the parties. No, the law, one thing that the law does, the law has no compassion. So law does not give you, like, wants to, be on your side because of, no. So the law would try as much as possible to make sure that everybody is served the same meal, amount of meal, and the same temperature. Not that I give you hot, this one is given cold. Yeah, so those are. So
facts and truth here. What do you think is the difference?
You see, this is now philosophical, or what we are called theoretical.
Because someone will tell you, as a matter of fact, I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm telling you the truth. Meaning the person does not actually trust the fact, so he wants to convince you that this is the truth. Yeah, so as a matter of fact, actually that's a good one. As a matter of fact, this is the truth. Now, if this person was genuine,
the person does not.
Yeah, because you can just say stop as a matter of fact and just say what you are saying. Why are you emphasizing the truth? So the difference between facts and truth is that the truth has different meanings depending on different settings. In church, truth is a different thing. In social setting, truth is a different thing. When you are young, do you know when you are someone found you with some crystals of sugar.
Yes.
You say, "Mommy, I'm telling you the truth. I've not licked the sugar." But what are the facts?
The fact is, we can't even see you.
Because you know, fact is verifiable. Truth is not verifiable.
Truth depends on the speaker.
Truth depends on. Actually, truth is subjective, and the facts are objective. That's another difference.
For example,
Yes.
you go to court. Then I say, this guy knocked me. Then the guy say, he didn't knock me.
Yes.
So
who says the truth and who both of them, they mean the truth in their own perspective. But for us to arrive at the facts,
yes,
we need means of verification, and that is why the Evidence Act comes in. Yes.
Yeah.
So the evidence is there not to support the truth. It is there to support the facts. I don't need any evidence for the truth.
Yeah.
No.
But why are you guys putting us to swear that whatever we'll say here is the truth and nothing but the
because truth is aligned to religious doctrines. For example, if you are a Christian, you know that when I bring the truth, I am touching the inner soul. And therefore, I will not say that I will swear, I will say these are the facts. No, the court is there to verify whether those things that are presented.
The truth you want to say
is also giving us some lines to the fact.
This is so interesting.
Yes.
So that brings the question, who is Mr. Kennedy Abuya?
Wow, thank you. Kennedy Abuya.
Yes.
By names, I have so many names. Of course, Kennedy Abuya is known. When I go to the village, I'm called J.
J.
Yes, J-A-Y.
The one for culture.
Yes. When I meet Kayuochu Mamana,
yes,
they call me Wurdako Malando. When I go to Kanerwa,
yes,
Wagasi. Amongst my peers, the ones I studied with in the same high school, they will call me Captain or Red Boy. When I come to Nairobi, people I did business with sometimes back when I was in Nairobi here, they will call me Ken Jakosoko, Jadola Makijana. But those who are then, they have not verified whether those dollars are there or not, but at least they gave me a name I can say. Sometimes they call me that. So I come from the Wasap County, and you know, coming from the Wasap County to you know, Nairobi those days, it was no mean feat. I came to Nairobi first when I was coming to dance in Sunshine High School during the Moise era. I was a good soloist. I was also instrumentalist. Music festival. I also used to do public speaking. Yeah, so then later on, you know, we studied from the village. I'm talking of this because I went to Ratanga Primary School, Ratanga Secondary School, Ratanga Mixed Secondary School.
Wow.
Yes, we were both ladies and gents, or girls and boys. And that's how I know how to handle both gender, because I know I came. And then later on, we pursued studies, and I found myself pursuing law. Currently, I'm based in Kigali, Rwanda, and particularly into the law of the regional integration. Actually, you were telling me about the court. Now that's what this is another career path that I've chosen to take. The law of regional integration, which is a very new, or what we call it's a developing area in terms of law, especially the East African Court of Justice, which is our arbitrary judicial organ. We also have the East African Community laws. There are so many. Different from what we have in Kenya, different and what from Ugandans have. Very different. They are a set of what we call their own set of legal order. But there's that correlation and complementarily. They also function together with the national laws, or what we call municipal laws of each country. Yes. So I am based in Kigali, and currently that's what I do. So in Kigali, I'm known as a legal consultant and a practitioner. So I do consultants in law and also in cross-border trade and commercial aspects, and also I'm a practitioner. Just in case somebody steps on the tomatoes of my client, I'm able to show up recover the damage.
Yeah.
So that's all about Kennedy Abuya.
Wow.
Yep.
What about the foundation?
Wow. Foundation, Kennedy Abuya Foundation. I've just given you a bit of my background.
Yes.
Of course, in Africa, we all have our good stories.
True.
And then some would told me that most of these successful, people we find from our villages, they actually pass through a lot, which is reality. And the same applies to you. To be where you are today, you can write a whole book.
True.
You can write a novel, actually.
Of my life, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that kind of, upbringing, and you see the way you pass through a lot of things, and here I am as a regional consultant. I go everywhere. So many countries I've been to doing ABC. I'm like, come on, what is it different that I can create?
Back in the village.
Back in the village.
In the society,
yes, back in the village, to support my community, to also, show up when they need me most.
Yeah.
See me, this thing has been in me for a long, long time. So what I've been doing is to support directly.
Yeah.
And I do it, I started with my clan and some, extended, family members.
Yes.
And now even elsewhere.
Yeah.
But every time I do this, I ask myself a question. Is it sustainable to do it as Kennedy Abuya? I find it is not. The reason being is that when I do it as Kennedy Abuya, there is that vulnerability for it to be looked into in different perspectives.
Yeah.
Today, when you do anything for the people, they think of politics.
True.
Which may be misinterpreted.
Yeah.
So I don't want someone to start saying,
2027,
2020 what, Yeah, if that would be, then it should be there, not just because of what I'm doing, but it should be there just because maybe that's where things have taken me.
Yeah.
Because, yes, but it should not be a thing whereby I put it as a goal today when I want to help the people or where I came from.
True.
So that kind of notion brought me to the sense that I needed to register, or rather I needed to have own foundation so that I can differentiate those activities that I undertake as Kennedy and those activities that I undertake as a foundation. So all this help that I have, if I want to help my community, anybody, in terms of education, in terms of sport, social empowerment, you talk about the single mothers. I am one product of a single mother. So I know there's challenges that they face. You talk about widows, you understand. You talk about all those categories of groups of people, girls, you talk about even boys, because we are empowering girls, yet we are leaving boys. Who are going to marry them? This is a question that everybody asks. So we need to think of all these kind of dynamics. So I've separated the two so that Kennedy Abuya Foundation would be able to address those. So if I have my own earnings, I would divide in terms of the proportion that I feel is right. I take to my investment, because I also need to develop as a person. So when I put my investments elsewhere, putting up my whatever, and when I'm supporting this, I need to know clearly that, okay, this is for my investment. I need to grow as a person, because again, you cannot help others.
The society.
And you are here crumbling.
They will even say, why?
Why? And let me put this.
Yes.
It's not, so I should not say Amalua. When you take a flight, when they are giving you safety features and precautions, there's a statement they make. I don't know that you've been keen on it, because I know you're a frequent flyer like me. They tell you when the seatbelt drops. I mean when the how do you call it? The mask. The mask. Yes. When the mask drops in case of oxygen or whatever, before you attend to another, attend to
you.
So now that is the philosophy of life.
See, I even told you guys, it is always you first.
So you should be first. So as I do mine, then I need also, because that will allow me have the track of whatever I'm doing. And that is what has given birth to Ken Abuya Foundation.
And you have a tournament coming up.
Yes, actually it is not a tournament, it is beyond tournament.
Yes.
Because we have lined up a number of activities. One, of course, tournament is there because it is the entry point. Reason why I put tournament ahead of any other activities which I'm going to mention, and if you allow me, I'm also, if you could also give the chair of Ken Abuya Foundation a few minutes after maybe my session, so that it breaks it down in other levels. But I want to say, I want to give the reason why I started with the tournament as the anchor activity is because I found when our boys had already organized themselves. So it was easier to work with a group which is existing than a group which is non-existing. And because it's a launch, we opted to select 2 groups. The criteria was done from the base. The chair of Abuya Foundation will elaborate on this. And then those 2 teams, we are not going to say, okay, you win a loser. I want them, all of them to win. Why? Because I've printed very classic jerseys for them. I've actually kitted all of them, you know, from top to the only thing which is missing are boots. And I'm telling them that boots are missing just because I don't know the size of their shoes.
Wow.
So next time they give me the size of their shoes, I will kit all of them plus the boots and everything. Then we have something for the girl child, which we have worked on. I will not mention much. We have something for the widows. I have something for the borders. And I also have something for the business community. You know, in our setting, we have, you know, these, our mothers, even brothers and sisters, they are really willing to, you know, do business, but a number of challenges do exist. For me, I'm not of the idea that business requires capital, that financial capital, I mean. There's beyond the financial capital. I can give you that financial capital, but without the basics, you may not really do business. For example, our settings, our mothers, our sisters, or even our brothers there, the little, what we call the basic financial literacy is really required. Just keeping a ledger of what of the stock, sales, and whatever. It will give that person, you know, some leverage to understand, okay, I need to do ABC, so that if I give you capital, if Simi brings the financial capital, therefore this person will know where to put this capital. But when you give someone money that they are not able to handle, you know what will happen.
Definitely.
Yes.
Wow. Koro, jogi ngeni nyalo wacho kata ni okinja luo. Joluo ngeni kai nginye ne joma bire mongo. Ngeni kuchocho. Kocha cha ingiyo gi banange. Kocha bentie banange.
Banange kanye
Rwanda kocha.
Rwanda and Uganda, they are cousins. They are those communities that are cousins. I don't want to mention them on air, but they are cousins. So you can always find Banange, Sebo, Yevale, Konyabo, Kale Nyabo. I saw by there you had a girlfriend from Uganda.
Not I had. Yes.
You dumped.
I heard.
And it was a big news.
It was massive.
But you see, we never saw any wedding card.
No. You see some of these things. Let me now be like a senior counsel. You see some of these things. They may be happening, but you may not see them happening. But they are happening. It does not mean they are not happening. Are we together up to that point? So, but you see, actually, I've been to Rwanda, I've been to Uganda, I've been to, and I can say the East African community
region
is one amazing region.
Very well.
One amazing region.
We need to take stock. When you come talk about East Africa, I owe every public, any person from the East Africa, you know, the benefits of understanding the East Africa community.
Most of the laws that we are talking about.
Because you see, personally, I'm a beneficiary. See me when I was specializing to do my LLM. I did not pay.
Wow.
I'm a DAD scholar, TGCL. They paid for me. And those guys don't sponsor you because you are poor. They sponsor you because you are a future leader. Yes.
You have something visual.
Yes, and I want to give shout out to the 4 comrades that we were with at the university doing specializing. I don't know whether to mention their names.
No, you just do it.
Yes, so
restriction.
I want to give shout out to Winnie Kungu. I want to give shout out to Laura Chepkorir. Then I want to give shout out to John Maina and myself, Ken Abuya. And I also want to say I was the student leader. So I was a CR for them, and I thank them for voting for me to be a CR. So I was a head boy, then it has come all the way. So you see, the future is not bad.
True. Something is attached to it.
Something is
Some records.
Now coming to the ESC, East African community is an amazing region because today we look at the entire world. And apart from the European Union, we can only talk about East African community because ECOWAS was doing well. Of course, it's still doing well. But we have made more milestones today than them. In terms of cohesion, in terms of making regional laws, in terms of now ease of movement. They were the first one to implement ease of movement. Today, you see me, if you want to go to Rwanda, you only need an ID card.
Yes, I don't even need a passport.
You don't need a passport. If you want to go to Uganda, you don't need a passport.
Tanzania?
No, you need a passport in Tanzania. So we also still have challenges whereby you will be required to.
Lakini wanasemanga wa Kenya ni wakora.
Hiyo sasa tuwezi tukaweka hapa. Is that the truth or is the fact?
According to them, it's the truth. But as a matter of fact, it is
so yes, is an amazing region, and for us as the practitioners, we are there so that if any person, especially those who are in business, the business community, Kenyans who want to export their items to any of the East African community countries or East African partner states. These are people who really need a lot of knowledge in terms of what is required, in terms of how do they cross the border with their product. The question would be, do you really need to, be in Rwanda to have a trade in Rwanda? How would you, let's say, register your business in Rwanda and have it running? We have so many Kenyan companies actually today, they are based in Rwanda, and that's why you see there's that good relation between Rwanda and Kenya. And also, these people, they also need to know, okay, if I have a challenge in terms of, I put a truck full of my products or merchandise or whatever, and somebody is frustrating it at the border, any of the borders, is there any recourse for this? Yes, there's recourse at the regional level, which our people also need to know. And even for people who are looking for wives, like, yes, it's now something we need to speak about. For us to integrate.
That is even very important.
I see, brother. But you're already ahead of the pack. So if you are looking for a wife, it's no more Kenya alone. Cross the border, you can go to Uganda, you can go to Rwanda, you can go to Tanzania. If you know Kiswahili, I give a disclaimer. People from my Homa Bay County, don't make a step going to Tanzania.
Don't go there and say, Isikuje.
And South Sudan, if you're impressed with good height and nice complexion, so basically East Africa must create more. So what we only need to know is, how do I move from point A to B? What are these things that I need to have? And then when I go that side, what are these laws that I need to obey? And it does not sound that the laws are strict.
So somebody may ask, because I think I've heard this a couple of times. So now that I'm a brand ambassador of an airline, sometimes people may ask you, I want to move from Kenya to Rwanda or to Burundi by road. What am I going to find different by laws in Uganda? And I'll still find the same thing different in Rwanda, and the same thing is also different here in Kenya. Like, I leave Kenya, but when I get to Uganda, this is different. The moment I finish Uganda, I get into Rwanda, something else. The same thing is a bit different. As a traveler.
As a traveler? Yes. You see, laws are so, like, that's why we say, the correct word should say, I've studied Bachelor of Laws, not Bachelor of Law. Because laws is a combination of rules, regulations, and orders, and you call them a lot of things. So it's not easy to make that track unless you are doing a research on particular area. But I want to interest you on one. We were just talking about marriage. When you come from Kenya and you want to go to Rwanda, you cannot marry any lady who is not above 21 years.
Who is not above
21 years, because the minimum age for marriage until the new law was passed is 21.
So I need to marry her when she's below 21 years?
When she's above 21. So you cannot marry when she's below 21.
So uko adult ni 21?
So majority age in Rwanda, I'm giving you Rwanda as an example. I don't want to delve into three because that would be a very complex affair. Because I need to also to cite. So now, majority age, especially in Kenya, we know 18.
We talk about
18 is a majority age when it comes to employment, marriage, ID, and whatever. But when you come to Rwanda, majority age at times, 18 is the principal majority age. But when it comes to employment, we can still talk about 16. Yes, but under special circumstances. So it means that you can find a Rwandan who is 16 years old, who is being issued with an ID card. Yes, and then now 18th also has its relevance. especially in criminal justice, who is supposed to be made out termed as an adult. So in criminal justice, 18 is a very significant age. Then now we have 21 on civil status or civil matter, like
civil now it's
marriage. Yes, marriage. I know that's what you like most.
It is the most important thing.
Yeah, so you find that 21 is also a defining age.
Yeah, marriage may not be important, but what happens there is the most important.
More important.
So civil,
yes,
21 is.
So now in terms of that, I say that I cannot just tell you like I pick Uganda, whatever, but I want to tell you the principles. Yes. Because law is based on principles. So the principles that would guide you to understand that laws differ from one state to the other is that the civil status laws, the laws that define you, your sex, your age, your whatever, are laws of your home country. Even if you go to America, those laws will follow you. Yes. So those laws will follow you wherever you go. Yes. The way you are defined in Kenya. Yes. If Kenya defines you, see me Kenya as a man, as a lady. Let's say the other way. Yes. With some apologies undertone. So if the Kenya law, so if the laws of Kenya define me as a lady, the way you are, there is nowhere you go and then that other law now defines you otherwise.
Because even in my idea, I will be defined as a female.
Exactly. You understand? Yeah, so those are laws called the civil status law. So that you go elsewhere, then they follow. Yeah. So why is it important to understand? It is because when you go to another country, you find they also have their laws that govern the civil status. Yeah. So you'll find that you go to one state, if you find the ones that are rhyming, you are okay. Yeah. Let me give you an example. Nationality law. Yes. Kenyan law allows dual nationality. True. So for you, you can go to Uganda that allows it with some limitation. Yeah. And also, let's say I use Rwanda often because I stay there. Yes, yes. Rwanda allows dual nationality. So it's easier for Simi to go to Rwanda, and claim a nationality, or claim nationality, or even marry a Rwandan and you say a child. Yes. The child would be either Kenyan national or Rwandan national. Yes. Now, Tanzania here does not allow dual nationality. I'm talking about civil status laws. Yes. Tanzania does not allow. It only allows mono nationality or a single nationality. You marry a Tanzanian. Yes. Now, a Tanzanian who becomes, or a child born by a Tanzanian who becomes a Tanzanian automatically is one that is born in Tanzania, but in the soil of Tanzania, or one born abroad but from a Tanzanian man. Yes. Yes. Oh. So you find that when it comes to, when you look at the gender implications in terms of laws, those are things that we question, especially with the Tanzanian law. Yeah. So if you marry a Tanzanian, if, for example, your country does not allow dual nationality, so it means the child would become stateless, is likely to become stateless unless this child decides at the age of 18
that I'm a Kenyan
or I'm a Tanzanian. Oh. Because according to, for a Kenyan, so it will be automatic. Yes. I'm saying if Kenya would have the same laws as Tanzania. Now you see, those are what we call the civil status laws. It means that it follows you wherever you go. Yes. Yeah. So those are some of the examples that I may say.
Yeah. Wow. So I think with the explanation, Mimiwa, you've done this for a while, yeah. And looking at the background of law, sometimes we look at we hear somebody saying, like, I'm a constitutional lawyer, I'm a criminal lawyer, I'm a so and so lawyer. Like you realize that tunajua tu. Mutu today, if there is a news on a national TV that so and so has been, let's say there's a murder case somewhere, Kenyans always know
who will represent
the lawyers who will show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we also know election leo ikiisha, there are specific lawyers we will see in Supreme Court. Yes. Then also lawyers we also know. So what brings out all these categories?
You know, when you do law, you are not taught a specific branch of law. Yeah. Neither you taught a specific legal system or legal tradition. Yes. actually you do general law, and the specialization that you have, they are very, very minimal. At the tail end, when you are concluding your undergraduate studies, they are very minimal, yes. So the specialization, most of the time, they bring these cross-cutting matters like environment, law and ICT, law and what.
Yeah.
So the moment you graduate, you go for even the postgraduate diploma or diploma
when
in
you go
legal
to Kenya
practice.
School of Law.
Yes. Also there, you know, you do it because they want to prepare you to be this lawyer who is able to solve a number of problems in the society.
Yeah.
Because again, you are doing law to understand the nature of the society and to deal with those matters that are of significant.
Yeah.
So the moment you join and you start practice, you are technically a general practitioner.
Yeah.
So now, whether you choose criminal law, civil law, you know, whichever domain of law or branch of law, is something I can equate to music. Where you choose to play or hangla, you choose to play rumba, you choose to play benga,
you choose to be a choir man. But at the end of the day,
so there are two things that determine that. Competence, because you can test your competence level. You say, I really like this one. This one is what I understand most. Skills. This one I think I got. Like in school, in high school. When you are going to choose your subject in Form 3 during those days. You know that I'm taking history because I had good background.
Because geography has rocks.
Yes.
Very hard.
or someone like me who did all sciences. But I did all sciences. Because mathematics was very, very nice for me during our time. I don't know whether it's still nice, but during our time it was a very nice subject for us. So when we went to secondary, you could choose that. So even in law here, when someone chooses to practice a specific subject, either he finds that he has the, you know, those skills that motivate him to do that. Two, there's passion. Passion to the extent that, you know, even the lawyers that represent in the criminal matters, for me, I don't even judge because I don't, not to judge, but I don't even say that they are going there for money or even for what. Some of those people, they are going there because they feel that someone needs to be represented and someone's right needs not to be taken away. You understand? So there are a lot of motivation. There are lawyers. Okay, look at this public interest litigation. The lawyers who, when there's a matter that concerns the public, they already file a petition. Constitutional petition and whatever. You know, as much as someone would say there are those forces behind, you know,
they're being sponsored,
whatever. There are those people who are actually doing it free-heartedly because they are so concerned. They don't want to see people suffering. Just like Abuya Foundation. I'm doing it just because I really find that if I do my best, I mean, I will be at peace. You understand? So it's a lot of, you know, dynamics that will really make someone specialized. Then, of course, finally is advancement. Like now, I specialize in public international law. Actually, I specialize in public international law. Under it, I specialize in regional economic cooperation, which has some levels of economics, it has some levels of law. And I find that one interesting because one reason I find it very unique. When we were studying, we were only 11 in class during our cohort. Yes, I told you, my colleagues, we were only 11. Yes, 4 from Kenya, 3 from Uganda, 1 from South Sudan, and I give shout out to Kwal Denga Kok, who was my buddy during our studies time.
From South Sudan.
He's still my friend to date. And of course, 2 were from Tanzania. And that's how we got the chance. And that uniqueness, you know, just you know, motivated me. I said, this is what I want to run away with. So then you find that that one is also something that someone would really consider when they want to specialize. And if you look at law generally, you said law is based on fairness. Yes, that's the utmost goal of the. I mean, not based on fairness. But the essence of law, the rationale, and what I call the ethos in terms of practicing law, is that we must achieve fairness.
What is the funniest or what is the most complicated case you've ever handled?
There are many, but I would pick one. With respect to my clients and whoever, because I'm not mentioning. But I had a case. And when I had it, I've never opted to do similar. Yes, and today if you come to me, I decline. I had a case where there was there was a divorce. A Kenyan married to another nationality.
Yeah.
And they are living, okay, a Kenyan married to another nationality. Let me not even say a Kenyan, or let me say I'm a Kenyan.
Yes.
I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
They were not Kenyans. So a Kenyan married to another nationality. Then they celebrated their marriage in another country.
Different from the two countries.
Different from their two countries. Then they went to the fourth country. They were now divorced in the fourth country.
So they were now living in the fourth country.
Yes. So they want me to partake the process
in that country.
In that fourth country, host country.
So how do you go about that?
You asked me. What did you ask me? What was the most
complicated?
But that's what I told you. It was complicated. But eventually I succeeded. Yeah, I succeeded very well.
And you declared?
Yes, I declared. And this is how I did it, probably for purposes of
yes,
giving.
Because the laws of these four countries,
they are different. And remember, I told the boss civil status laws.
Yes.
Because again, you cannot. If you get married in Kenya, and the age of marriage is 18.
Yes.
So you got married when you are 18 or 19.
Yes.
You go to Rwanda.
Yeah.
Your marriage is against public order in Rwanda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
it cannot be accepted because
you are not all 21.
It offends their law. So now there is that aspect.
Yes.
Now formality of the marriage.
Yes.
Because marriage is celebrated in substance and in form. So now in formality, how did you celebrate? Now, if here you celebrate through the traditional marriage, or religious marriage, you go to another country, they don't recognize civil marriage. So that marriage is also void. Now, you come to divorce.
Yes.
You cannot divorce if there's no marriage. Because if that marriage is not recognized. You cannot divorce if
you were married
in
your country, which is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was a law.
Yes.
You are within the law. Yes. And your marriage is legal.
Yes.
You come now to the second country.
It offends the public order, so that marriage cannot be recognized.
Yes. But then now you want to divorce.
So there is no marriage. So how do you divorce something that does not exist?
See, we go back to our country.
If you don't want to go, because you see, let me tell you why they don't want to go.
Yes.
When marriage, the moment the divorce succeeds, it opens now division of property. Now, what if you have property in the host country
and not in your country?
Not in your country. What are you going to enforce? for you to divide this property.
Wacheni tu niseme subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. And how did you now make it out?
Yeah, I made it. Yeah. So I just told them, hey, this is not a matter. I told you when a lawyer tells you, please, please don't. Let's consider alternative dispute settlement, not court. That was the simplest.
And it worked.
Yeah, we did divorce by mutual consent.
Yes.
Which really worked perfectly.
Yeah.
It was a divorce by mutual consent.
Yeah.
So my work was just to do the paperwork, tell them what the law requires, the thresholds, what they are agreeing on, division of property, registering them, enlisting, doing this alimony, and the alimony support to your family. But you see, children, in the interest of child, we must also know how these children are going to be supported. So we did all that. And our role was just to go for, according to the laws of those countries, you first go for some level of conciliation. You pretend that you are trying to bring these people together.
Yes.
Then we just write a minute. We say, no, we tried. But they all agreed that this thing has been destroyed beyond repair. And then yes. So
is that the most interesting case of Abuya?
You asked me a question.
Yes.
The most complicated.
Yes.
It was complicated because law is there to serve and not to make life difficult.
Yeah.
So as a lawyer, and that's why we are trained to be lawyers.
Yeah.
Because everybody can read law.
Yeah.
as long as you know how to read, the law is written in a language that is best understood by the society.
But not everybody can be a lawyer.
Not everybody can be a lawyer. So what is the role of the lawyer? The role of the lawyer is to read these laws, understand the law, break it down, and solve a problem. You understand?
Yes.
Yes, that is basically. So you find that in that sense, there are those laws, and therefore my role was to basically bring those laws, understand them, and I see if we go through black and white,
yes.
I knew at the end of it,
yes.
The clients will blame me. They will be like, where is our divorce?
Why is the divorce taking 1 year?
No, they will, actually it will be rejected.
Yes.
And they will ask, where is our divorce? Yeah.
You know, sometimes we look at the arguments in the courtrooms where that lawyer is saying this, this one is trying to prove this, and we feel like bana hii kitu ingekuwa ni sisi tunge
shikana.
Nyinyi pia mna mbona nyinyi why are you guys always that patient?
You see,
is
what
that patience part of the course?
You see, we have duties.
Yes.
I told you, as lawyers,
Yeah.
we are bound by certain rules of the game.
Yeah.
We have duty to our client,
Yes.
duty of fidelity, duty of loyalty,
To your client.
and duty of professional to my client. Fidelity, it means that I'm bound to my client, where if my client gives me this instruction this way, I'm not supposed to deviate. I'm loyal to my client to the extent of what my professional whatever takes me.
Yes.
And of course we also have the privilege to withdraw if I find my client is not also whatever.
Yeah.
So why we do that basically is that we are in the battle, and therefore I must win this battle. Now, before you go, as I told you, as a good lawyer, as a good practice, is that before you prepare your file and you go to court, you have really researched. There's a lot of research. You must understand the nature of this case. You are very well comprehended with the facts. You have your pieces of evidence. You have case laws that had been decided that you can rely upon. You have all these tools. Now there's nobody who is confident other than someone who is empowered. So it means that as you go to court, you feel empowered. What you have done has also been done the other end. We are coming to the battleground. So everybody wants to show that, okay, I am the one who has this. That is why we have the judge there. Yes, that's why we have the judge. And by the way, that is why as a lawyer or whichever lawyer, we are not, actually we are stopped from telling a client, oh, this one you are winning. So I cannot promise you results.
Sure.
No.
You can't give me hope.
It is not. I can just say, okay, we stand a chance, but I cannot tell you, okay, this one you are winning, because I'm not the one determining. I'm going to the battle. So there's an arbiter. There's that referee. He will decide who has won or who has lost.
And have you ever had a case where you feel like the arbiter? Umemwita aje?
No, the judge.
Yes, that's how you have called the judge.
The arbiter. I'm using that so that yes.
Yes, the arbiter. It's not fair, maybe to you or to the other party.
You see, that's a very, how would I call it? It's not a question that I would be very.
But have you had such stories as someone in the practice? The moment
you lose. But I rarely lose. That's why I'm not this guy who appears in court so often. No. Actually, the best cases that I've ever won or that I've ever done, to the extent that I feel comfortable, are those cases that are on arbitration. Commercial cases, they're on arbitration. We do them and whatever. So I'm not this guy who really courts. No.
Always in the court corridors.
Because anytime I lose, I feel so bad. And when you lose, you can accuse anybody. You just say the system was not fair. So it is very natural. It is the first reaction.
Every loser has someone to blame.
I tell you. So that is very natural. But it does not necessarily mean they are unfair. Only that you feel the pain for doing nothing while you thought you were doing something.
But that is the most common experience. Haki yetu. Yeah, but
so it happens.
Yeah, that's a good name. So as we actually come to the end of this law part, sometimes we feel like law is a very complicated area of life, because everything in life, you go to the parliament, article what, nini, it is the constitution. You go to the court, you go to the hospital, you go to schools, we have the human rights, everywhere. What is your general view of law to the public?
Yes.
Yeah.
So my general view is that law has changed,
Yes.
and a lot of things have happened to reshape the law.
Yeah.
The laws that we have today are laws that should be well understood.
Yeah.
And gibberish, those big English Latin terms that used to be there.
Yeah.
Actually, if you look at the recent books that have been written that we use even in our referencing, you find that they discourage. They tell you, just speak a language that is well understood by the audience.
We call it the common mwananchi.
The common mwananchi.
Yes.
There's an American writer, I don't want to quote the name because I don't want to promote his book.
He has not sent something.
No, not quite, but it's a recent publication.
Yes.
If I'd read it in my library during those days, I would have. So it says that while you write your legal documents, are you writing it to your colleague lawyers, or you are writing it for everybody to understand? So the answer is, when we do law, the interest should be in that of public. So we need to put the public interest ahead of whatever professional, whatever ego, or the traditional aspect of law. So law has changed. Two is that complexity of law is yes or no. Law is complex in terms of how things are evolving. Today we have a lot of things that are being regulated that not even lawyers themselves could understand better. We have things like cyber crime, or what we call like this law of Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act is just but one of them. If you see the areas it tries to regulate, there is always misunderstanding when lawyers argue these cases, because you are prosecuting someone for talking badly about Simi Kenya online.
Yes, maybe through a written article.
Just because you have put it on your phone, it becomes a criminal offense by virtue of Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Act. However, if you speak it openly, they say there's freedom of expression.
Exactly.
So don't you see? These are complexities that are now arising. So that is there. But again, there is no complexity as long as we are able to demystify it. So the people or the officers that are charged with the work of bring the law, interpreting the law, like the courts and whatever. I think it is high time now, even the judiciary, they stop just publishing the law reports for the sake of lawyers. There should be those periodic briefs about the understanding of certain aspects that are bringing confusion in the public. Because today, if like Kenya law reports and all that, or even other organs that are in charge of bring some of these. If you read what they are publishing, is actually meant for lawyers. Cases that have been decided, but the way they are written is the same way the judge brought them. So I really wonder, for example, that are they writing it for the lawyers or for the because if you are writing for the lawyers, they are the same lawyers who are in that court. So I think
they had it.
They had it. They saw it. They have the copies. You understand?
Yes.
So I think now we need to see, like Kenya law reports, we need to see a different maybe chapter. That just brings, because one judgment, one piece of judgment, my brother, would be maybe 20 pages. Who has time to read that? This thing should be condensed into maybe 3 pages, 4 pages, sent. And another thing which I think can also work, which I will also, talk about it in other forum. Actually, I appear in some of these media in terms of the regional law. I'm suggesting that we need to prepare new lawyers early enough. see me when we were in primary school or when I was in secondary.
Yeah.
I used only to know that lawyer is someone who goes to court and whatever.
Yeah.
There was no. They were told, okay, this subject combination can take you to law, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing. You can no material in primary or secondary school that relates you to law.
You only meet.
You only meet. You start afresh.
Yes.
So whether it is through the curriculum, whether through any other ways, I think there should be those levels of trying to also bring certain materials to this level, so that these people who are aspiring to be lawyers start knowing what it entails, so that someone makes a good choice to become a lawyer. Not that you meet becoming a lawyer when you are already old, the way we did our time.
Yes.
We became lawyers when we were old. We had to start.
You read everything in 4 years and advance.
Yeah, which is not so. Those are the only things maybe I can propose for now.
Yeah. And maybe something that is notable is that sometimes when you look at how laws are amended, let's use the amendment, because you realize that maybe something was legal in 2005, but right now it is illegal. What leads to this? Because we are the same people, the same society. Why does it? What makes now something legal today and something not? Let's use appropriate. Maybe something is appropriate today and tomorrow it is inappropriate.
Society
because people believe it is always influenced by the political interests. Because the lawmaking body is the parliament.
You cannot wash away political influence. That is one. Because law, some people say, is a product of politics.
Of course, people say that.
But I don't support it fully. So, of course, there are those specific laws that govern the political playing ground.
Yes.
So, definitely someone might say, we make these laws to suit this particular aspect.
Yes.
Yeah, it might happen, especially in our social democratic system, where the party plays bigger roles, or especially those who have larger numbers in the National Assembly.
Influence.
So they might do that, but generally, what happens is that the changes in law are occasioned by dynamism in the society. Things that happen, and we really need to make sure that we don't allow our society to go in a bad direction, and therefore we respond, because if we don't respond, then we might lose a generation because of those happenings and all that. And also, not only on that, we also have laws that come and open the space. Look at our constitution. It's the most progressive, as they say it. Whether it is being implemented, story for another day.
That is for them.
For them.
For the implementers.
For the implementers. But from us, what we read is that the constitution actually opened a lot of spaces. And that is how the law should really operate. Every new law, every new amendment, or anything that you bring forth to govern a society must ensure that it understands where the society sits, and it must also not be done in a boardroom. That's why you see public participation is now a big thing. It must also not be done in a boardroom. So the public itself must be, appraised, or they must be appraised of the fact that there's a new law, so that they can give their opinion whether this thing is going to govern them or this is something that they don't want to govern them. So lawmaking process or amendment process is not a 1 month affair. So it's not a 2 month affair. So that is why even when there's political influence, but as long as there's public participation, then you find that there's that's some good levels of objectivity, so that it can be responsive, it can be predictable. Those are the characteristics of law: responsive, predictable, and fair.
Wow! If you are not a lawyer today,
if I was not a lawyer today, I would be a good teacher.
Oh wow!
Yeah, teaching is actually teaching is my primary profession.
You love it.
I love teaching. I love teaching too. Yes.
Yep. Wow. I was rewind up. I wanted to talk to Jokanyanam.
Anyola.
Woganyola. Ndo inyisgi wachmugik ai wotwaka gitari kapaga buru.
Kapuka nyisa nyola angi chairperson mar Abuya Foundation. Bro yie ne mondo ebo owach na nyola matin. Koro Jokanyanam ma wuodu matringenye wuod Kosoko ko boye wuod the Wasab County. Wasebedo ka kwa wacho weche moko motudore kod weche mag arita wa weche mag chike. kako kil kama loka matiyo kuonde mwa tiye mwanya achiel ariyo adek. Lakini kuom thuolo ni nadwaro rwako uwe budhona kendo nyasina ma adwa ayanga kendo achana aputna maluongo ni Abuya Foundation. Ma en gima keto kama mondo konya kadhi dala kachacha ang'iye kuonde machandruok kata gik moko matino tino manyalo konyo gi uwezo man godo kata gi kuom thuolo man godo mondo mi akony godo jodalawa kata jogweng'wa. To ok mana jogweng'wa kende, gini waketo kama mondo wakony onagi te makoponi Nyasaye omiyowa thuolo. Gini biro loyo Kosoko, biro loyo Ndhiwa, biro bedo Homa Bay, biro bedo mabor moloyo. En alamo kendo keto chunyi mo kaka wachake no ochake maber kaso bende wadhi kode maber ma nyaka chieng' moro ng'ato ng'e ni gima ne wachako ni kare dhi kumoro. Koro anadwa kutari kapaga boro Ratanga Green Stadium odhi bedo mapek waketo gik mang'eny ma ibro nyisu kod jakom mara mar Abuya Foundation. Jakom ni osetayo gini ma kendo en gi komiti mare motimo gicha dala kocha kendo wato kendo akaw thuolo mondo mi agone giro kamano. Adwa gone ero kamano kendo ne simi kuom kaw thuolo ni mondo omiwa.
Thank you.
Iluongo ni nyawang' jowi. Mondo mi onewa e wechegi.
Ero kamano ija. Ago ero kamano ija, and of course to every person who has been watching. Thank you so much. You know, today we do everything according to the law. So everyone who has been watching, thank you so much. Of course, we welcome you each and every day. Since while you are away, this is the biggest online TV with all the news from Lake Victoria. Yes, and beyond. Okay. And I hope you are also one of the people who watch us from beyond.
I'm a fan.
Yes. All right. So you are actually telling us about the things that will be happening on 18th. Yeah. What are, apart from the games and the activities that are organized locally, do we also have other extra activities?
Yes. I'm glad to report that on that day we have Platinum Dental Clinic, which is our partner.
Yeah.
They are coming to do free dental checkup for all the participants that will be able to be seen on that particular day.
Yeah.
We have also partnered with Shofco. They are coming to give or do capacity building to our people, to explain to them some aspects of savings, why savings is important, why financial literacy is important in business, and why you need to join such organizations such as Shofco, whereby you'll be able to be assisted in a number of things. Such as when you get bereaved, they are able to come in or come on board, support you with tents, support you with settlement of bills, chairs and everything. And also, they will also be able to tell you a number of things like, they
also have the TVETs.
Actually, yes.
The youth,
the youth empowerment.
Voice programs.
Youth voice, which actually is one of our pillars, because we want our young people actually to understand that they are having something that they may use to support or to contribute to the well-being of our community. So Shofco is coming to ignite that potential in our youth. So I'm really putting it out there. If you are a young people within the and its environs, please attend this. You will have a lifetime information, lifetime knowledge that will allow you, or that will enable you, surpass, whatever you have ever experienced as a young person. So there's a lot more. We shall continue unveiling all those our partners, but at the moment we really appreciate that we already have those big partners. And I want to once again reiterate that Platinum Dentals is coming to ensure that our people will not have those problems that we have. Remember, in our area, by the way, if you look at the kind of water we use, you look at whatever, so
the salty water.
The salty water, and you find that the tooth sensitivity. These are challenges that we experience. Yes, tooth declaration. We want to have a good smile in Ndhiwa. We want to have a good smile in Ratanga. So when we have our free dental checkup. Please show up. If any case you have any tooth problem, it is going to be free of charge. I welcome you all.
Karibu sana. Thank you so much, and see you everyone. Always have a good time. That's why we tell you, whenever you are watching this platform, you get the best that you've always wanted. So thank you so much, every person who has always been watching, our production team, the director Daya, Kaka J, everybody who has been here. We say a big thank you, and of course to Gracia Gardens in Kilimani. They give you the best outreach that you need. If you want to just come and chill, have a good moment, create some memories, this is the place to visit and have the best that you normally say. There is something we normally say as we wind up the show, but today, because we are according to the law, all the ladies, mwah, man, you can get it from where you normally get it. We don't care. After all, I have a lawyer. Thank you so much. May God bless you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to this beautiful and amazing episode of the Talk Show Live. My name is Simi Kenya. Of course, right now, we want to go straight to the show because this is one of the best with all the news from Lake Victoria that you need to know. Talking about all the news from Lake Victoria, of course, wantiere gi wendo kaeri mabende wabrogo gombaka mana matin mondo nyiswa nito enga tang'o motimo to ang'o modwaro mondo mi wariwre mondo watim kanyakla. Omiyo kamoro amora ma intie machiegni iluonga ni Simi Kenya, kendo wendowa machiegni kabisa.
Erokamano. Erokamano.
Inyaka uthuolo ni mondo yangri ne jokanyanam.
Okay, jokanyanam dwoko erokamano kuom kawo thuolo ni momiya mondo mi awuoye kodu matin. Gi nyinga an David Jomochungo, ajako bwai maratang'. Manoko soko mwalo e Ndhiwa. Yes.
Homa Bay County.
Homa Bay County.
The county of endless potential.
Endless potential. Koteno gi Mama Gladys.
Yes.
Guru here, antiere mondo mi wawuo about the foundation mar Ken Wakil Abuya. In fact, ane the chairman, ane jakom mar Ken Abuya Foundation. Ken Abuya Foundation yen wach manyalo wuoye malach, but okada wuoye malach ka wuona ahinya because mana nyalo ketho budho ma Jumapil.
Kamano.
Bro chuna ni nyaka wuo mana matin mondo mi weche mang'eny gibi giwinje budho. Tarik 18 e Green Stadium Maratanga. Dala mwale ko bwaye. So Ken Abuya Foundation maybe just to alere matin akaja kom. En foundation en kony mobire kor gweng'. And en kony mangi kuonde momako motegno. Achiel en somo, mar ariyo en tuke, mar adek en konyo jogo maonge nyalo e kor gweng'. So foundation kata konya ilagi ok mae mokwongo biro. Ang'e samoro ng'ato nyalo penjo ni tang'o omiyo mar Ken Abuya ni wabedo moda pogore gi mamoko. En ni gimomiyo obedo mopogore gi mamoko en ni waneno ka o embrace jopiny. Ing'e ni foundations osechaki to ji osebedo mana ka loso gi gige mag yute ma igero go onge timo go wendni mamage. Lakini Ken Abuya okawo gimoro amora ukete lwet jopiny. Jopiny ema pango kendo chiko ite gima jopiny okone. Mane ma Ken Abuya wacho ni aka jopiny dwaro wachiw kony kuma owinjore. Omiyo ada duoko ne Ken Abuya erokamano maduong' kuom kawo gima kama chiwore ne mwandune mondo bi okony jopiny. Ang'e en ng'ama wuod gweng'wa, ng'ama jadala, ong'ama ng'eyo matut. But adwa miye jing'o ni oyie ochung'a kodwa mondo bi mine machuogi notho ufil ka gima chuore gimoro nitie sani. Mon maonge chuogi ma samoro nobede dak to dak tungni achiel ariyo bedie ma samoro ji pogore miyo ginyalo fwenyo ni ka Ken Abuya nitie gi foundation gibro neno ka gima pod gine e dak margi. Wan gi nyithindo makie nyithindo makie manowito mine kata wuonege moko nowito mine gi wuonege te. Koro with this foundation mar Ken Abuya, it means ni they will feel agima geng jonyuol gigo pod nitie. Then one gi girl child. Ken Abuya ok owe girl child. And ng'eni girl child ka natemo kono atemo wacho ni girl child and a foundation because they support a lot to the family back. So Ken Abuya en swani girl child kuponi ndalone mag dhi malo chopo. To dwaro ni nyako kao nanga kata yudo wich kuot kata mattress ni mondo umrego. Ken Abuya okelo support mar miyo gi gigo manyasani miluongo ni sanitary towels ma gibiro konyorego mondo mi gibed gi wich kuot kata kanyiera kuom nyithindgi. To kata mana kamano kata boy child Ken Abuya koweyo.
Nikech samoro ng'ato penjore ni to en girl child to boy child to.
In fact Ken Abuya with the foundation nowatemo ng'iyo kendo wawacho ni to kopo ni wating'o mana nyiri kende to samoro kuma gibiro dhi biro tamogi nikech ing'e ni nyaka dhi dag kamoro nyaka kawe to kopo ni ok wating'o chwo then nyiri biro bedo koting'ore to gibiro koso chwo mabiro ting'o ang'owa malo. So Ken Abuya emomiyo ineno ka Ken Abuya Foundation instill a lot of support e sports because sports ka osebedo ken gimo chakore kawuono. Osebedo ka ji time igo tournament ilaro siling 5,000 ilaro siling 2,000 at the end of the day yudo ka onge effect because token on nyithindo ko jako dok men gik mane gitimo. But with Ken Abuya Foundation odonje sports ma en suwa ni sport ka nyathi ma dhi school nyaka dhi school matieki. Sports ka en suwa ni kuponi training mondo mi nyathi kapok odhi chako tugo mpira to en gi time modhi train go because ne wang'iyo mwayudo ni ka wakoso keto tukegi to nyithindo mang'eny baro kabam gidonje kuo gidonje gik machalo kaka mamer madho yedhe moko ma because of the idleness koso tije ma ginyalo tiyo. So with the foundation mar Ken Abuya Foundation aparo ni uketo nwa gweng' e yo maber ma kuo biro dok piny chochni ka haran mar nyithindo mar youths mane gweng' mabiro ketho the future mar nyithindwa mano bende dhi dok chien. So we are really very happy with the Ken Abuya Wakili for kelo gini e kor gweng' mondo kony the whole community. Obed dhako maonge chuore, obed dhako mane chuore owerego, obed nyathi madhi school, and he supports everything. Education Ken Abuya kochako kawuono. Ang'eyo ni en wakili mo struggle
mondo mi
ochop kama ochopeno. So the education mochiwo support mondo mi nyithindo oyud somo mowinjore en gima ok wendo kuome. En gima ok nyal bedo dwa chande because gima okale ong'eyo ni nyathi kokoso gimoro kada dhi school to en ang'o monego yudi to kopo no koso moko dhi school to dhi chalo nade. Omiyo wan gi yie kendo wan gi geno ahinya kuom wakili Abuya mar kelo nwa this foundation mondo kony onagi duto mantiere mwalo dala.
To ji samoro maybe ng'ato tije ainagi kapo ni maybe ng'ato neno asa ahinya piny luo kucho chonde waneno ga sama gichakore kama iri to siasa chako donje ma samoro ng'ato nyalo wacho ni kosomo gigi timore mondo mi kochopo 2027 to koro jopiny oyudo ka koro yudo kaka dwa gone kura kupono dwa chung.
In fact about the Ken Abuya Foundation mano berne mano miyo na kuni nitie purok mar Ken Abuya Foundation to mamoko mosebedo. Ken Abuya Foundation it is purely no politics. Siasa onge. And in fact the ambition ibed ni support ng'ama nade. One gima wadwa ng'iyo en kata ma wang'iyo kata ma Ken Abuya Foundation ng'iyo is the vulnerability. En koso. Kopo ni en support minyalo mi nyathi dhi sikul. Ok watime mondo chieng' moro gone kura kata tim ni gimoro. But ajawacho ni samoro ka tiji ber tiji no lubangi. Omiyo unless mani the community nyalo wacho ni chieng' moro manange thuon ni aken kalore gik misatimo nwa kae mwadwa ne lo kati bi tuburo mana timo kae bende chunyo iyo neno ni gima jogweng'wa luonga mondo atim ni en gimoro amore koda. But gisani on the foundation there is no siasa. Ibed ni support ng'ama nade, ibed ni ibiro dwaro kony michiwo ibiro chiwo regardless of ni support kanye kata intiere UDA ama intiere ODM ama intiere Ford Kenya. It is not about that. Ken Abuya is a free man muchiwore gi resources mage mondo kel gini mondo kony jogweng'wa. So siasa mora mora onge kabisa. Yes.
Wow. Tarik 18.
Yes.
Isenyiso wa gik mabro timore. Tadwa ni mondo ikaw thuolo ni mondo kori irwake jokanyana mayanga.
Jokanyana oya kaw thuolo ni mar rwako tarik 18 chakre saa 2 okinyi nyaka saa 12 odhiambo. Wadhi bedo gi budho ma tipo. En budho ma ng'ato rwaki wadhi bedo gi tuke mag mipira, wadhi bedo gi mielo thum, wadhi bedo gi jogo mbaka, jomiyo ji nyiero, wadhi bedo gi budho maduong' to gi puonj mag ohala. Wabiro bedo go chieng'no mondo minewa mag ohala mathindo thindo ofweny ni to en yo mane monyalo timo go ohala mondo mi kane nigi siling 1,000 to at the end of 1 month onya bedo nigi siling 2,000. Pesa onya bedo ne dongo. Koro adwa wacho ni wayie mondo wachopuru mondo wawinj puonj mowinjore tarik 18 chakre saa 2 okinyi nyaka saa 12 odhiambo. Mano odiochieng' ma wakete ayanga Ken Abuya Foundation mondo mi omiwa o support jo gweng'wa kendo support onagi mondo mi somo dhi mbele, tuke dhi mbele, to gi jogo maonge nyalo mondo yud kony mowinjore. Yes.
Venue gigi duto timore
kanyo. Gigi te duto biro timore Ratanga Green Stadium. Ratanga Green Stadium is just next to the center. NINA center. Mane pap maduong' kanye ma gimoro amora dhi timore mar Ken Abuya Foundation launching. Mipira Abuya dhula biro bedo kanyo. Mar timbe madongo miluongo ni Ratanga Kwach FC to kod Nyarandi FC. So chieng'no wan gi mpira ga dhula maduong' kabisa. Kadware ng'ato kata lew. Te adwaro ni kabedo ji te obi mondo chopi mondo winj puonj, iwinjo puonj timiel tineno bol tinyiero matin. Koro an akwa ng'ata manyalo bedo ni winjowa ni warwaku te uduto bi kendi bi gosiepeni bi gi wendi mondo wane wawinj puonj to wane welo duto mobiro nyalo konyowa mondo wamakuru gini obed giwa mondo kony jogweng'wa duto mausoko.
Kamano. Erokamano ahinya. Wanere chieng' Jumapil. Eji duto mane rangowa wachiegni duto warwako Ratanga Green Stadium chieng' tarik 18 dwe mar 8 ni kochakore saa 2 mar okinyi nyaka godhiambo. Warwako duto wadhi uru mondo mi kaka wacho pile wan kaka onagi wadhi mondo wamor kanyakla. Thank you so much and may God bless you.
You too.
Until next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you next time.
Thank you.